are live. Hello, everyone.
What up?
We are gathered here today to commemorate the spirit of Heroes of Starfall. But
get
first,
out of this.
before we have our gathering of somber faces and muted clothing, I'm going to toss it to Sam for a message.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. Real quick to kick us off, it is June, which is Pride Month. And here at the Chromatic Chimera, we have joined forces with the folks over at the channel Critical Misses to run a fundraiser for the Transgender Law Center. 100% of proceeds from subs and bits all month for either channel are going to be donated to the Transgender Law Center. And we also have a Tiltify available if you would like to donate directly. That's linked in our panels as well as in the chat. So any support you can give is greatly appreciated. There's a lot of terrible anti-transgender legislation going through the US right now, all over the world really. So any support we can get is much appreciated and it means a lot. So thank you everybody. And Nat.
So, if you haven't seen the last episode,
Oh boy.
spoilers approaching. Big time.
You notice how Sam doesn't have anything on their box?
Oh god, I didn't read.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah.
what happened last time?
Nothing important.
We got the sword and now we're gonna go fight the Baron.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, it's time to go fight
As
the
I
bear,
was
guys.
saying that.
We as a group have repressed everything else that has happened.
So I'd like to thank Sam for being my little co-guide today. Basically. So last time you had the Sword of Valere with girded with the souls of your friends, and you went in and made a friend along the way. That was our guide, TC. And you tried to use it to sever the soul tether between Ro and the Baron, and it shattered, killing everyone in the sword. And then the Baron had no way to die. It was kind of shit. But Ro, as usual, the most powerful member of the Heroes of Starfall Spire, decided that that wasn't going to be what happened. And they gave up their own life to invoke World Wish to bring Valerith back to its home plane, to restore the sword, to heal Valerith, but giving up their life. Throughout Valerith now, the city is pervaded with moss and trees and greenery and flowers. All of it reminds you of who would have enjoyed all those things. Starfall Spire, no longer a spire properly, but now a living tree grown into the shape of your home. A couple weeks have passed. Just enough time for things to get not better, but more organized. A service for Ro is planned for later today. But right now, it's early morning. Valerith is parked over a small fishing village in the mountain range. And just the beginning first hint of light in the morning sun greets Lena, awake on the roof.
Yep. Oh god. Why do I have to go first? This doesn't seem fair.
Now, I think, unlike most of the time where Lena is up on the roof by herself, I think she's cahoots someone into joining her. So who is also up late with Lena?
Or early.
Or early? no need to be novel.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Less staying up late, more like waking up middle of the night, figuring that Lena's gone again, and directly going to the roof. See what that was about.
Since it is technically morning, are you bringing some sort of awakening beverage?
Yeah, sure. Soon by the kitchen.
Yeah.
Question mark, tree kitchen.
It's a kitchen.
And
You can make fruit soup in it.
Fruit soup, nice.
Happier times.
Think you just bring probably a nice warm, two nice warm cups of tea, and just say nothing. Just sit down, hand one to Lena, start sipping from the other one. How are you today?
About the same as yesterday. Got a big day. I was actually heading out pretty soon.
Oh. Where are you going?
Not quite sure today. It depends on where we're needed. So I'm just heading over to the conservation center. And then we're gonna figure it out. That's kind of what we do.
Okay, but you know that we have to be there later, right? There's no mysterious disappearance scene that you're gonna pull off, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, should be fine.
I know it's just a formality, but I think we have to. We owe it to their memory, at least, if not to the city.
Things like that, services, funerals, whatever, it's not for the people who are gone, it's for the living to make themselves feel better. I just feel like they wouldn't be mad if I missed it because I was helping people. But
I don't think they would know. But, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say it again. I'm just saying you should be there, but if you don't want to, then don't.
It's not that I don't want to, I just don't know if I can. I just have to keep doing things, because if I stop too long, then everything starts crashing down. And I can't handle that. So, just carrying on. But
Lena, it doesn't matter how fast you go, it doesn't matter how busy you keep, eventually time will catch up to you. You know that. It's just a matter of time. Might as well just get it out of the way.
Somewhere down below, you hear your front door open and then close. And then maybe about 15 seconds later, open and close again, softer.
I'll go and check what that was. Just think about what I said. It was a big blow to all of us, to the city, 'to, 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 to the world in general, but life moves on, Lena. And I think they'd be happy for us to move on and decide what we want to do with the rest of our lives. You have to let yourself feel sooner or later. That's all I'm saying. Kind of just puts their hand on her shoulder, squeezes it a little bit, stands up, and goes down.
We linger on Lena for a minute, up on the roof with her tea. Then pop down to Zake. As you go towards into the living room, you pass Rose's room, the door open. Poppy next to the new red flower.
Tiny's curled up in there, sleeping on the bed.
More of the most rose smell remains.
I think Zake goes inside the room and has made a habit out of it already. So there's a little like squirt bottle on one of the tables. Just takes it and gives it a little bit of water to the red flower and a little bit to Daisy. And just sits down next to Poppy. Sits down next to Tiny. Gives her gentle scritches top of her head and leaves again towards the entry of the house.
And as you're sitting there, just as you're getting up, you see Camille come back up the stairs from the front door.
Camille, was that you?
Ferris is gone again.
Oh. Another one. Okay. I just hope I'm not the only one that makes it today. This is... Okay. Have to wait at least.
Zake.
Yes.
At least one other person will be there.
Look, at this point, I don't know if you're saying this to comfort me or if you actually know that someone's going to be there. So it's very confusing.
He just said sorry, and then you see a tear starting to grow on his face, and he scampers away.
Wait. Did he leave?
He leaves. You could follow him.
Oh gosh. It just shouts to the corridor. Honestly, that's not what I meant. It's just, forget it.
Doctor, what are you up to?
The doctor's just been spending their time locked up in their working day after day, tireless, moment after moment. The only thing on their mind is just helping people.
A lot of wounded to heal.
A lot of wounded to heal. A lot of new cures to find.
In the back of your head, you do think on occasion about the screaming banshee flower.
Constantly.
Haven't quite gathered the energy to pull the group back together for it yet, though. You hear Zake yell something.
Walks over to the door, reaches their hand out towards the hand. Stops. Just from. Was this there for
some time passes. The sun rises a proper amount, spilling warm golden light upon Valerith. Lena, do you think you're off by then?
Yeah. Probably finish the tea, which was probably cold by the time she actually got to it.
Mood.
And then, and then like just quietly left, trying not to let anyone I don't want to say she snuck out, but like more or less. She didn't, like, I feel like her coming and going from the tower has been akin to sneaking because she just doesn't want to see anybody.
When you leave, there is a basket of scones left on your front door.
I'll put it like.
There's also something taped to your front door.
Which
It's
is
just a hastily scrawled note. And it's from just like of lined paper. It just says, "She's out again," from K.
I will take the note off the door and I will pick up the scones. I'll put them both like on the coffee table in the living room. And I will grab a scone out of the basket and leave. Road scone.
Okay. Road scone.
Road scone.
Oh no, she said Rome.
Oh, fuck off.
How dare you
So-
make me laugh on this somber occasion?
So Lena is
Monster.
off, ignoring her feelings.
It's the way to
Zeke
do it,
is
baby.
trying to be responsible and probably barely holding it together. Doctor's thrown himself into healing people. Only one remaining hero of Starfall Spire.
Wonder what she's doing.
Actually, we're not going to get to her quite yet. Zeke, you... Doctor as well, but Zeke seems more likely to answer the door. There's a somewhat agitated knocking.
Sure. Here we go. He walks up to the door and opens it. Yeah,
Alika's there. She says, "Where is she?"
I was hoping you'd know, honestly.
Scones? Free for me to...
Oh, sure.
And
come
while
in.
she's grabbing a scone, you see the note from Camille that says she's gone again. Okay.
Sure. Do you wanna come with me up to Camille? It might be better if you speak to him and not me. Don't ask why. It's fine. He might know.
Is Lena or the doctor around? They're also probably better than I am at it.
Lena is not. The doctor might as well not be. They've been stuck in their room. Never.
Well, today, if he can remember what day it is, he doesn't get to do that. So let's go get him.
Well, don't get your hopes up for the rest of them. I'm not sure that everyone's going to be there, but we can try. Come, let's try the doctor.
I'm gonna make sure they're all there.
Oh, please and thank you. I would very much appreciate that.
And she
Knock,
kind
knock.
of has a moment where she just like puts a hand on Zake's shoulder and just a little squeeze, like.
Yeah. Knock, knock. Fall in.
What?
Can we come in?
It's a contagious zone.
Can you come out?
Clean yourself up and get out here. Now?
Hear just a little bit of rough placement of metallic sounding tools onto metallic sounding place beds for them. And then just a few moments later, door opens relatively quickly. See the plague mask doctor standing there, and he's like, "What?"
You know what day it is?
No.
Okay. I told you at least 5 times already, honestly. We're supposed to be early afternoon in the city for Rose memorial.
Well, as you can see, I have people.
Zeke turns at Alika with just a facial expression of "fucking told you."
Alwyn, you're not the only doctor in this city. Take a day off.
Please.
You see them turn their head back to look. Everything. And as they turn their head back, you can see just drops of something from underneath where the mask attaches to the face. And then just looks at you. Fine. Fine.
Can you talk
When
to
we're done.
Can you talk to Camille? I think he knows where Ferris is.
Yeah.
All right. And then he just kind of starts to push through you guys. Goes, I'll get out of me. Closes the door behind them. There he's coming.
I'm gonna guess in his room.
Ferris's room.
Walks up in that direction.
There's Zake and Alika left there. She looks at Zake. That could have gone worse.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. As you might have noticed, it wouldn't have probably gone the same if I was alone. It's been tough with all of them.
Fallen, you open up the door to Ferris's room, where you know that Ferris does not spend very much time currently. Inside it, everything is neatly folded and put away, as Camille always has been working tirelessly to keep his sister's place as immaculate as he can. His face is kind of red. Naima is sitting in like a comfy chair. It's like, it's like the closest they can get to a medieval beanbag chair. And she's reading a comic, The Magpie. And he's currently folding some of Ferris's clothes.
Emil.
Fallen. Wasn't likely that you were going to be here.
Well, dictator and her lackey came, forced me out.
Which was the dictator, Alika or Zake?
know where your sister is. Sorry. Your other sister.
Somewhere in that exchange, Naima looks up for a moment, frowns, and goes back to her comic. Camille says, "Yeah, I know where she is, but you should leave her alone." No matter how I play through it, it always goes badly whenever someone goes to visit her.
Can you tell me anyway?
He's just staring at you for a moment. Can you roll the die?
Sure.
Emotional stakes.
Ooh, 18.
He sits there and stares at you for a moment, and there's a moment you can see him just buckle slightly and reaches out and holds your very, your like arm, which is pretty high up for him. Tiny's place.
Thank you.
You should bring her something to eat. It's been a while. He goes back to folding some of Ferris's clothes.
Doctor just kind of stands there for a few moments, feeling like say something, and then
Naima looks up, frowns. What's up with you? Camille freezes.
walks away.
When Falwyn walks away, Camille breathes out.
And I am force field out a window.
I'm pretty sure when you walk out into the hallway, Alika and or Zig are there to see.
Yeah.
Just pretty sure.
Just start seeing me unfold the force field and go,
I'll win.
put it away.
At this point, Tiny has come out of Rose's room too and is like sitting between them, just staring at you with her like wolf tail wagging a little bit, just like looking up at the doctor.
Alika,
Question
Alika
out
is
of character question. Is Sam here just to torture us?
Yes.
I believe
Okay.
A
so.
little bit.
All right,
Tiny-
back into
tiny
character.
You know, I want to,
Tiny.
Thanks, I hate
Tiny
it.
bits. Wow.
Okay. Nunu, keep in mind here, Sam is our friend, and I want them to have a good time playing the game together. And this
Are they
seemed like
though?
the most fun option.
Are they?
Are you sure?
Fun for who?
Yeah,
For whose?
sure?
For whose
Are we
is this
not-
fun?
I had almost taken like the week off or so, but now I'm glad I didn't.
Let's get sad. Let's get sad.
Let's get sad.
Okay.
Turn the oof meter all
All
the way
right,
up.
continue honoring me. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So I think Alika is absentmindedly giving tiny scritches at the base of her neck.
The doctor is now even more
Owen?
sad.
Did you find out?
Camille says that no scenario works out. But Tiny's
Kind of lowers his tone a little bit so that Camille doesn't hear it from inside the room. I am so sick and tired of this future reading bullshit. Okay.
Alika just kind of lightly smacks Zeke.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to go, or do I have to go?
If it's gonna go badly, I don't want to go.
No, you're not supposed. Okay, yeah, sure. All right, I'll go. Is anyone coming with me?
I think
No
we're
one?
gonna cut. I think at that point we're gonna cut. Ferris, paint me a word picture.
Faris is inside Tiny's house, which is even more overgrown since Rose Wild Wish made the nature even more abundant on Valerith. And she would currently be sitting on the ground back against one of the walls, the sort of ivy falling down around her, not wearing any of her armor, not with any of her weapons, just kind of a tunic that she's probably been wearing a bit too long. And she is sat sort of slumped, body language very slack, drinking from a bottle. There are other bottles sort of strewn around. And her stare is kind of like, it's like fixed ahead but not focused at all. And every now and then there's like a small object in her hand that she's kind of fiddling with, and every now and then she flicks something on it, and a projection, like light projection, comes out of it, displaying an image of Ro standing in front of her. And then she stares at it, begins to shake, begins to tear up, and turns it back off. And every sort of half an hour, 40 minutes, she repeats that process again.
Oh.
I told you I was bringing the pain.
You asked her to paint a picture, Nat. Now you live with it.
Regrets.
Our vanguard.
Painting with watercolors.
Oh, and I forgot to add that she has like dark circles under her eyes. Looks like she definitely hasn't been sleeping or eating much or taking much care of herself. Looking a teeny bit gaunt and very tired.
Lena.
Hello.
Hi. How's it going? So you're working with the Valerith Conservation and Research Division, or VCR. And they're doing some work around Julep Cemetery, which is just off from Tiny's house. And on your way there, you happen to look in and see Ferris through the broken window. You spy Ferris taking out this little object and flick it in a visage of Ro. Facade.
Awesome. Okay.
What do you do?
Oh god.
You see Ferris shaking and crying.
In fair, like so Lena hasn't been home a lot, but I know that Ferris has also not been home a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into Tiny's house. Ugh. I don't want to deal with.
Right.
Oh God. I'm so sorry.
You two have a scene.
Yeah, I think like Lena knows how to move quietly. That's kind of her thing. I think she just like really quietly like makes her way through the house until she's standing in the doorway looking at Ferris, and just kind of like leans against the door and just like, how long have you been here?
think it takes a while for Faris's eye line to actually move over to Lena. She is quite clearly not sober. Shrugs.
You know, the service is in a couple hours, yeah?
Can't.
Yeah, well, it's not like any of us are doing any better.
Faris just
You
kind
could-
of glares and looks back to where her eyeline was focused before, and then down to the floor.
You could... I'm not here to tell you what to do, but the least you could do is maybe try to drink some water and eat something, and maybe go home and let your brother and sister know that you're doing okay, that you're alive at least.
They're fine without me. Everyone is, it's fine.
That's bullshit, and you know it. While you're sitting here drinking yourself into oblivion, there are people who are genuinely concerned about you. So the least you could, if not for you, for maybe your girlfriend or your siblings or the rest of your family who are worried that you haven't been home in days.
Can't.
Why? Says who?
I tried and I can't, so can't all pretend we're fine like you do.
You think I'm fine?
No, I think you're good at pretending you're fine.
Yeah, because if I stop to think for more than about 5 minutes about everything, I would start to fall apart. So the only way I know how to make sense of any of this is to just try to help the city that Rogue gave their life to save. At least I'm doing something. Instead of just wallowing in a hole. They gave up everything to make sure that we would all be okay, and you're just throwing away what they gave you by sitting here and letting yourself waste away. And you're stubborn, I'm stubborn too, I get it. I know I can't make you do anything, but just, if for nothing else, do it for them. But I can't make you do anything. Apparently nobody can, so maybe I'll see you back at home later, and maybe I won't. And I'm just gonna turn to leave.
Faris says, as Lena is leaving, Faris says, they shouldn't have had to.
No. They shouldn't have.
Because I should have been able.
We all should have been able. Don't.
You weren't holding the fucking sword, Lena.
You know, you are so determined to make yourself a martyr. You don't have to carry this weight by yourself. There are 4 of us that could help you. But you're so determined to just shoulder it all. And if that's what you want to do, fine. But know that there are people who will help you carry it so that you don't have to do it alone. But if you want to struggle, struggle. Fine. We can't make you let us help you. You have to accept it. Just know we're here.
I don't understand. I can't even look at any of you. Or Alika. Or anyone. Without
being reminded of how badly you fucked up. Yes, I understand. You can't pretend. Varys, you're not alone. You're not the only one. But if you... I don't know why you're so determined to be alone. You spent so much time and energy to get your siblings here, to make sure that they're safe. You have Alika, you have us. Why are you so determined to be alone?
I don't want to be. I just can't. I can't.
Says who?
Me, right now. Maybe it'll pass, maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. She takes a swig from her bottle.
Fine. But, as usual, you're grossly underestimating your capabilities.
Storm out.
Yep.
As you are leaving the house, you almost barrel straight into Zake.
Oh.
Fallen's there too, and so is Tiny.
Oh.
I'm late, so I have to go.
What do you mean where are you going?
To that way.
Lena, what?
I and just like gonna look at them and just be like, I just have to go.
All right, Lena, do you
Sure.
even run in the direction of your thing?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go to my thing. Yeah. I got places
I'd
to
like
be.
I'd like to formally apologize to our raiders. We are
Yeah.
mourning the loss of a character. It's
Yeah.
heavy, heavy shit today.
Thank you so much for the raid, Carrie and Comfort.
Thank you.
Also, we are raising funds for the Transgender Law Center this month as part of Pride. So while you're hanging out, any subs or bits are going to be donated to the Transgender Law Center. So thanks for hanging out with us, everyone.
Yeah. Sam, thank you for that message. So, Zake, Lena takes off.
As Lena's running, Zake, like literally full lungs, just fine then, run again. I'll deal with it. And yeah.
Tiny whimpers.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you get like, you feel a little wolf muzzle sort of against your hand.
Reaches. Actually, Zig's just gonna kneel down next to Tiny and just hold her face and ruffle it a little bit.
Oh.
People don't understand that you're probably the one that's finding this more difficult and no one cares, right? I'm sorry. I don't know if you understand me, Tiny, but if you need anything, okay, you can come to me.
And you get a little lick on your face, just like right up to the center.
Yeah. Turn to Falwyn. You saw how Lena was. I don't know what we're gonna find inside, but I don't know. Just help me, please.
Zig. Just get it. No. Probably most of us. But don't know if being so aggressive with Varys will work.
Probably, Falwyn. You think probably. I know everyone has their right to mourn in the way they want, okay? And I respect that. But we are a family. We're a team. I can't carry us that much longer. You people need to wake the fuck up. This happened. I understand. Take your time. We had that time. Now is not the time to do that. We have to continue. We have to do something, okay? And if I'm the only one pushing in the same fucking direction all the time, how are we going to do it, Falwyn? Tell me, how?
Right. We're not. Not going to do it. No matter how hard you try. It's fruitless.
Go home. Just go home.
Turns away. Going home.
Okay, I'm gonna step out from jamming for just a second here. Y'all!
Damn.
Fucking y'all!
My heart. You're all so amazing. Seriously though, also though, check in. Everybody okay? Because this is a lot.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
It's good to make sure.
Okay, so Falwyn walking away. Zake, Sam, does Tiny go with Falwyn or stay with Zake?
Shoots. Zake's with the more people still, right? Or is Zake alone? It's just Zake. Damn, okay, because I was gonna say Tiny would go with whoever was by themselves, but if they're both split up. I think Tiny sort of like whines between the two of them for a moment, like as Falwyn's like storming off. You just hear that like, like as Tiny's sort of like moving between them. And we'll finally look at Zake and give like a little yelp and then go trotting off after Falwyn, just like he needs company right now. So Tiny, I think this like since Ro left, Tiny's been sort of bouncing around, like spending time with different members of the pack sort of as needed.
So Sam, question.
Yes.
Tiny, does she understand what happened to her packmate?
Yeah. You know, I mean, probably not exactly the same level or way, but I mean, you know, Tiny is still a wolf from the woods. Like she's lost pack members before and stuff. And can definitely just sort of tell and feed from the emotions of the rest of the pack that like things aren't okay.
I want to say, when Tiny catches up to Falwyn, it's gonna drop to a knee, wrap their arms around Tiny's neck, and begin hugging Tiny, and just go, I care. I care.
Zake.
Yeah. Zake
You're
just
outside this
stands there.
house. What do you do?
Yeah. At the door for the best part of a minute, and Falwyn's words just echo inside his head that you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna be able to, there's no point, etc., etc. But then different words echo, and that's the first bit of you're not gonna be able to do anything if you're this aggressive with Faris. So he takes a deep breath. Okay. And walks very slowly inside, and sees Faris probably in the same position as you described before.
Yeah. I think
In
at that
a
moment
few minutes,
after
Ferris got a full regimen of antidepressants. It's actually fine now.
Yeah, she's fine now. No, I think since Lena left, she's flicked the guile on again and is looking at the projection of Ro. And then you see her like hand start to shake, and she looks down at the floor and switches it off.
I think, yeah, at that point, Zay continues to walk and without saying a word, just sits down across from you in one of the logs. And seeing you do that, they just say, they really were quite the sight, huh?
Very unfocused gaze makes its way down to you. Did Lena tell you to come here?
No. I'm not even sure what Lena is doing anymore. How are you? It's been a while since I've seen you. Not going to say anything?
I don't know how to answer your question.
Try not well? Terrible? Suffering? Saddened? Regretful?
Guilty.
Guilty. First, I feel like we've talked about this before. But things that happen to us as a family, as a group, as a community. It doesn't matter who's holding the weapon or pulling the trigger or running alone. When we make a decision as a whole and we entrust someone with a responsibility, it means that everyone trusts their judgment, whatever that call may be. What happened back there, what happened a few weeks ago, it wasn't your fault. It was everyone's fault. I could have been the one doing that. And heck, probably I would have done the exact same. And kind of starts raising his voice and just takes a breather, gathers his thoughts a little bit. What I'm trying to say, Faris, is if it hadn't been you, it would have been me. Or Falwyn. Or Lena. The guilt you're feeling, we're all feeling it. It was our decision. It was our call. We're here, Faris. Just share it with us. Let us help.
The city in silence has a sound now. Birds chirp in stark juxtaposition to the conversation. Hear something rustling. Maybe a small creature of some sort. Ferris?
I think it takes a long time for her to speak again. I try. But I can't even stand to... Every time I look at any of you, I think about how I failed every single one of you and every person in the city. That's it. I just think about how I'm no good to anyone, and that's why I haven't gone anywhere or done anything, and haven't seen Alika, and I don't know if I'm Vanguard anymore.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
What do you think would have happened? Not even that day, and all the other fights we've had. What do you think would have happened if you weren't there? And I want you to think really closely about this. Think objectively, if you can. You're a person that knows strategy, that knows fighting, that knows combat. Objectively, what would have happened if you weren't there, Faris?
It doesn't matter because I failed when it was most important. And I promised Ro I would help them, and I put it off for my own personal needs, and then it was too late. And we had one last-ditch effort, and I fucked that up. And because of that, they had to do something they never should have had to. So it doesn't matter.
It does matter. And do you know why? Do you know why, Faris? Because if you stay here for the rest of your life, if you neglect eating, if you just, heck, if no one ever comes back here again and you just stay here and the next time I come visit, you're just a skeleton. Okay? What do you think will happen to the people you care about? The rest of the people? Because of course, we all loved Ro, but we also love each other. Your sister, your brother, Alika, us. We need you as much as Ro needed you. And you giving up is just saying that you're giving up on us, on the people that care about you. Just, it's not easy, I know, but let me help you at least. Let me try and help you. Come back. We'll get some food on your stomach. You'll take a nap. We'll all have a conversation. And then, only if we feel like it, we go as a family to honor Ro. If it doesn't work, I won't bother you anymore, but help me help you, Ferris. Please. I beg you.
You really still care that much about me, really?
The truth is, obviously we never stopped caring, Ferris. You're the only one that blames yourself. No one else does. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you can get over it. Let it be a lesson, not a stone in your path.
Just seems to be something of a recurring theme in my life. So I figure maybe there's some truth to it.
It happens to everyone, Ferris. Everyone fucks up. Hell, just not that long ago, I was stuck in another realm, okay? Because of things we did, Lena and I, because we fucked up together. And trust me, when we fuck up, it's spectacular as well. It sucks. It hurts. It brings you down, but it's life. And life can be joyous and have moments of fun and exuberance and colors and magic and love. And that's why you need to come back, because these things are waiting for you. And I'm sure, and Zeke stands up and kneels down next to Ferris as where she's sitting and clicks the guile again as the image of Ro appears again. And I'm sure they would agree. They would. If not for yourself, get over this for them. What do you say? Shall we stand up?
Looks up at the image of Ro. Sure.
Fuck. I'm not gonna tell you how happy I am that I heard that. All right, sure is a beginning. and kind of outstretches their hands to help her up.
As Ferris says this and then starts to get up, you hear a very small yes coming from behind one of the bushes.
Everett?
So, don't mind me, you're making progress.
Oh, God. Okay. Were you there the entire time?
I leave food sometimes.
That's you.
Yeah, it's me. And you see Everett kind of crawl out from behind a bush. But this time people are around.
All right. Come here, kid. He gestures towards them.
And he just, like a magnet, just this little kid.
All right. Together, huh? We'll do this together, as always.
Everett will reach up and take Farrah's hand.
Kind of looks at him confused. On Everett.
And we take what I imagine is a very, very silent trip back home.
Yeah. As you're walking out, or you're like halfway back home, and Everett's kind of holding, he's like has an arm part around his leg and is holding Ferris's hand. He just goes, "Did anyone pick up my gun?"
Oh, gosh.
And no response needed. We just cut the scene there.
Oh.
Nope, that thing only shoots acorns now. Sorry.
You made one, you can make another.
He might. Unless someone has something in mind, I think we're gonna speed forward to the service.
Yeah, let's find out who shows up, huh?
And that I'd like to
Is
spend
it-
2
he
AP
looks-
with my scythe. And
That's it.
So,
Unless
yeah,
someone has, like, if Ferris really wants us to get one more conversation and being convinced, if Lena wants to come back and apologize or something, I don't know.
Apologize for what? I've done nothing wrong.
Megan, shut the fuck up.
Again.
If anybody has anything they want to do before then, please say now. But otherwise, we're gonna jump forward.
I mean, I think Faris is just generally very quiet throughout the entire walk back and being in Starfall Spire and still is quite unresponsive, but is sort of
Yeah.
going along with things.
Ferris, why do you spend so much time away from Starfall Spire?
Well, Nat.
Yes.
Let me tell you a
Ferris.
story.
All about how my life got flipped. I'm the GM. I'm trying to be comic relief here. It's so weird.
Faris feels like she failed in every single aspect of what she as a person was meant to be and do, and cannot stand to look at all the people she failed constantly.
Does it help that the entire Spire is now a constructed reminder of what
It does
happened
not.
to Ro?
It does
I
not.
bet.
There's a reason
And-
Lena also does not spend a lot of time at home.
Yeah. And yeah, she also just knows that if she's there, someone's gonna try and talk to her, and she just can't handle it. So, yeah.
Happy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
She's doing really well.
thriving even.
Driving, yeah.
I think Lena gets home like as like if there was a time where it's like we have to leave by this time to be on time, like Lena gets home like then and just goes up just like without saying anything, like goes up to her and Zake's room to change into something.
To be honest,
Nice.
that's like half a point better than I expected. I expected you to show up at the thing late by yourself in your work clothes.
Thought about it. Zeke got to her, okay? They
Oh.
usually do. But yeah, I think like just like she's not hurrying or anything, just like
Mm-hmm.
like comes in and like goes up to the room and just trying to figure out what to wear. And probably like spends more time than she needs to, just like taking clothes out and just being like, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right. Just be like, I can't go, I don't know what to wear, so I can't go. Which is absolutely not something that has happened to Megan on multiple occasions. But yeah, like just tearing the room apart, just like trying to figure out what to wear. Hope you weren't waiting for her.
Oh, while that's happening above, we pan down into the living room where Ferris is sitting on the couch with Alika, who is
Oh no.
quietly just
Yikes.
stressing so much about Ferris, and it's coming out with her just like kind of trying to do way too much to keep Ferris comfortable.
Yeah.
Making sure you
I
eat,
think,
making sure you get things to drink, asking how you are.
When Faris and Zake came back, if Alika was there, Faris just like wouldn't have just like locked eyes with her and then just like looked down and has not looked at Alika since.
She's just keeps doting. What about the doctor? What does getting ready for the funeral look like for the doctor?
It looks like working. The doctor has been in their old outfit from previous seasons before the change, just a standard kind of Black Plague doctor outfit. And when got back, went to their room and continued working until they would have to go. Door open, I should note. Almost like the infectiousness of everything was a lie to keep people out of their room before.
Curious. Very curious. I think like once we get home, Zake's is gonna quickly prepare something for Faris to eat to sober her up. Incentivize her to have a quick nap if she can, and go towards the corridor, pass Falwin's open door, completely ignore it, and yeah, go up to the roof until it's time, because he's not gonna do anything else for now.
Lena,
Yes. Hello.
there's 2 sharp knocks on your door.
Going to ignore it. See if they knock again. And just
They don't. The door opens. Unless it's locked.
no, it's probably not locked.
Opening the door is Naima. What does she see? Yeah, I know. You're surprised by that, weren't you?
Yeah. I'm just like, I had an image in my head. I'm like, now it's Naima. Maybe I have to change it. But I think Lena's standing in like her underwear or fantasy undergarments, just like surrounded by like every piece of clothing she owns. Just like on the bed and on the floor. Like the closet has like all of Zake's stuff is hung like perfectly, and then all of the hangers on one side are just like empty, like just everything is everywhere, and she's just like standing in the middle of this like closed whirlwind, and just turns like, what?
Time to go.
I'm not ready. Just go. I'll meet up with you there.
She walks in. That. with those.
I tried that. I tried
It works.
all of it. None of it's right. It's not. I can't go until I know what to wear. I don't know what to wear because nothing works. So just go, and I'll just save me a seat, and I'll meet up with you all when you're there.
Lena,
What?
there's been more than one time where I've been being a little shit, and you've snapped me out of it. So it's my turn. Put on something. You don't have to feel good. You just have to be clothed. Because this is important to a lot of people other than you.
No, it has to be right. And unless I can figure out what that means, I just can't. I'll meet up with you there. I promise. I just need a little more time.
All right, I'm gonna go get Zeke then.
As Lena closes the door and Naim is there, she turns around towards the corridor, and Zeke's is standing there, lying against the wall of the corridor. No luck?
Fucking tried.
Thank you. It's my turn now. And just walks up, knocks again.
I told you I'd meet you there.
I believe that's not an acceptable answer.
I just need a minute.
Can I come in?
If I say no, are you going to come in anyway?
Most likely.
Then yes.
Could have gambled. Opens the door. Closes it behind them. Ooh, that's a lot of clothes.
And not a thing to wear.
Yeah,
so
it's not.
I don't
it's not,
know what
it's
I'm
not.
gonna do.
It's not that cold. You don't need to wear this many layers, you know.
Well, it'd be useful if I could find one, but I can't. And I can't.
Hey, come here. Go on. Come here.
I think she's just like standing there, just like shaking her head. Just like
Don't make me.
I can't do this.
Zig walks up to Lena and just hugs her real tight. Lena Elliot, you are the strongest, bravest person I have ever met in my entire life. Do you expect me to believe you are incapable of choose an article or two of clothing and step your feet outside this fucking house? Do you expect me to believe that? I've seen you jump off of cities.
I can't. Jumping off of a city is easy.
I know. I understand. But I also know that you can. Doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you tell me. I know you and I know you can. And I'm gonna say what I said before. If you want to run, run, but I know that's not you. I know you're stronger than that, and I know you can do better than that. For you, for me, for us, for them, you can. As long as you want to, you can. As long as you want to get over it, surpass this, make something out of our lives, you can. But I need to know if you want to, Lena. Do you?
If I let myself move on, it's like I'm leaving them behind. I just need to stay here and taking care of the city and the people here, and then they're still here.
Lena,
In this and going to this thing, and everybody's going to be talking about how much they miss them, and I can't admit that they're gone.
Lena, look around you. The entire city we're standing on is a testimony that we'll never be able to move on. We'll never be able to forget them. That's inherent to our situation. And even if it didn't happen, if the city was exactly the same and we had nothing but our memories to remember them by, we would never, ever be able to do that. And you know it. It's not leaving them in the past, it's bringing them with you into the future, into your future, Lena, into our future.
I just really wish they were here.
And I think at this point, after that, it's just the breaking point for Zeke, and he just holds Lena even tighter, trying to overlap his face with hers so she doesn't see him. And he manages to mouth a few seconds later, "Me too, Lena. Me too." And they are. With us. Always. So, let's get you dressed. And make sure that everyone knows that's what we're going to do in the future, yeah? Bringing their memory with us wherever we go, whatever we do. Can you help me do that?
And
Wonderful.
Fuse nods and like put a hand up to their face and just be like, I love you very much. I just hope you know that.
I do. And I believe I might love you even more, Lena.
Impossible. Just gonna get dressed and go downstairs.
Fallen. While this whole escapade is going on, you can hear some of it. Not the personal conversation inside the room, but some of the stuff outside. Kind of passively notice that Camille is just kind of standing in your doorway.
I think Alwyn ignores him for 10 seconds. So
You need to be there.
Right. I can. Yeah, sure. Be there.
He walks forward and just takes the doctor's hand.
He can feel it trembling.
And Camilla's just gonna lead you out. Big short, big tall.
Wait. Let me. Please. The doctor's gonna head back in and lean over a little basin that he has for empty some liquid that has been accumulating in his mask.
He's a tear reservoir? That's cheating.
Nobody gets to know. And then just let's go.
Zeke and Lena gathered together. Camille reads Falwyn. Downstairs, Tiny and Alika. People start. Ferris, you're kind of aware as people start to get up and start to gather.
Still looks kind of out of it.
At some point, you change into something at least clean. You don't remember.
Yeah.
You barely remember that happening.
Yeah, it's definitely not her armor. It's like a shalvar kameez or something.
Yeah. People are getting ready by the door. It opens and you see Mr. Batinga there in a suit with his purple bow tie. You feel Alika tug at your arm to get going.
Ferris suddenly starts breathing like very shallow, quick breaths. Doesn't say anything.
She frowns and sits down. Breathes kind of heavy. Wraps both her arms around you. Just squeezes as tightly as she can. About half a minute goes by. And then Naima joins. Squeezes you from the other side. And then you feel Naima start to get bigger. And you feel yourself getting hoisted onto your feet. So, all right, up you go. Come on.
Just looks confused. Everyone will be looking. Oh, she says, everyone will be looking. I can't.
And Alika says, no, everyone will be crying. And the two of them just gently pull on your arms. And the whole procession, in silence, makes their way down out of Starfall Spire. Everett walks with Tiny at the back. You have Falwyn, Camille still holding his hand, Zake and Lena, Ferris with her sister and Alika, and Mr. Batinga leading the charge. Towards the sun, to the east. The very far east of the city, the World Wish sculpted a garden. Faces where the sun rises. Sun's up above past that right now. But still. As you arrive, you see dozens of other people. Some you recognize, most you don't. And you get past the crowd, the very edge. The wind whips against your faces, and at the very front, where you all sit, and only the people who really knew them. Up front, there's no one standing to give a speech, no altar, nothing like that, just two overgrown pillars saluting to the sun. And then there's a rumble that shakes the city. You hear whispers move through the crowd, people, small notes of panic. Someone shouts, "There's something in the sky." And as the city starts to rumble and lurch slightly to east, we're going to take a break.
Oh, heck.
Oh, come on. What is this?
Oh, my
Daniel.
emotions.
I
I've
don't know.
never been to my own funeral before.
Once in a lifetime.
All of a sudden
how
you're
people feeling?
louder and sadder.
How are people feeling?
Feeling good.
Right.
Peachy. So happy.
I don't know.
Great.
I'm not feeling the direction. Can we just start over on part 2? I think we need to go through all of this again.
Once more, but with feeling this
So
time.
we
guys.
have the
Come
sword,
on.
and we're about to go and fight the Baron.
All right.
But this time we actually knocked the Baron's health to nothing before we
well-
killed him.
Doctor, Falwyn, remember, Camille said you need to be there.
What does that mean, though?
Excuse
You're in
me?
danger.
Fuck?
Are you in danger?
Excuse?
I'm in
What
danger.
does this mean?
I'm in danger.
All right,
I don't
we're gonna
like-
go.
Any of
Break.
Yes.
We're gonna go on
Thank
quick
you
break.
so much
10-minute
for
break.
hanging out, everyone. Go stretch, hydrate. If you can,
Think about happy
donate.
things. Think
Yes.
think happy
Crack a
Go
couple
thoughts.
watch some
jokes.
puppy videos.
Yeah,
like,
go
yeah.
go watch a video about unlikely
Go-
animal friendships. Like, you know.
Yeah, go watch What About Bunny? Bunny the talking dog. That'll cheer you
Bunny!
up.
Yeah,
Oh,
watch some
yeah.
otters
Shit.
holding hands. It's fine.
Yeah. It's great.
All right. Thanks,
fine.
everybody. We'll be back in like
Alright.
10 minutes.
Robert, play us out.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll be back in 10 minutes to find out how the doctor's gonna die next. I don't know.
It's a double.
And we're back.
It
Hello.
was a sad dab.
Sad
We are
dad.
here to
Sab.
we are here to
Sab.
honor the memory. We are here to honor the memory of Heroes of Starfall.
With the dab.
With the
How
dab.
dare you?
It's
now.
what they would have wanted.
Listen,
Is it really though?
Ro is Sam, so no. Never.
Oh, Sam, I didn't realize you thought you were above us too. I thought it was just Nunu who was a party pooper.
He
You
Nunu
ever
just did a
once
sad
seen me
dab.
dab?
Nunu is
Ever.
one of us. He
I've
may,
never done one.
Yeah,
Nunu
the
dab.
irony
may
of a
play
sad
like
dab.
he's cooler. But
The irony of a sad dab converted me
It
momentarily.
was a hipster dab.
Yeah.
They're always a hipster dab. All right,
Oh,
so
God.
the 4 Heroes of Starfall Spire, amongst friends, have assembled for a memorial service for their friend and family, Heroes of Starfall. So everyone is gathered on the edge of the city. A rumble and a murmur starts to run through the crowd. You hear weapons get drawn, a sword, a spear readied there. And then, from beneath the city, grand scaled wings, gray, comes and alights a dragon on the edge of the city, landing heavily, rumbling the city. Upon Tavish's shoulder is a little Torto Morto, a flying turtle named Tort.
Turt.
Tort. It's Tort. It's always been Tort. It's an
Turt.
O.
Turt Reynolds.
That's
We got it.
Turt.
Tut
Turt
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
On this,
Tut
on
Reynolds.
this day! On this day!
It's what Ro would have wanted.
It's what we
Ah,
It is.
Sam, confirm.
Got
Oh,
him.
it's canon. It's canon.
You just got overruled by the deceased.
I am just little goblin.
But as Tavish winds his body along the edge of the city, you can see that kind of blending into the gray of his scales are actually more creatures. An entire pack of wolves and a bear with an axe. Tiny runs forward. The other wolves come out to meet her. Tavish's voice rumbles out. We've come because they saved us. And then Tort says, if it wasn't for Ro, Tavish would be. Then the bear swings off the dragon's back, lands heavily. And, what do they say, Sam?
I think honestly the first thing that Lash does is sort of lumber towards the doctor, who's the only one in the group that she actually met. And I think like Tiny runs right over to her and is sort of like scampering around her legs, excited to see her again. But Lash is just like striding right over the doctor with like her axe over her shoulder and is just sort of staring him down. Just this like towering over the very tall doctor is just like this 8-foot tall grizzly on its hind legs. And she just sort of looks down at him and just goes, "You swore you'd keep them safe."
I know.
I was counting on you. They were counting on you. we need to know what happened. We know something's not right. The pack could feel it.
In combat, everything was going wrong, and then just had to illuminate the world with certain green light. Thing changed after change. Still stand what they did. I would have stopped it from happening. Guys.
Flesh just sort of looks down at you in silence for kind of a long time. And then she'll slide like the axe off her shoulder and like plop the head of it on the ground. And you just feel like a big clawed bare hand on your shoulder. And she just sort of goes, I know, there's pretty much no way that anyone's ever able to tell Ro what to do if they got an idea about what they needed to be doing, especially to keep their pack safe. So it sounds to me like no one could have protected them from their self past a certain point. They did what they thought they had to. That's all they've ever wanted, so
If I had to, they would have to.
well, I mean, maybe, but there's no point in thinking about what didn't happen. We just gotta deal with what did happen. And, life without them, I think we got more than enough ahead of us. No need to keep looking behind you. Thank you for trying. Lester turns to like actually look at the rest of the group now because they just barreled right past everybody.
Just bared down.
Yeah, just bear down. Bear down for grief. So she sort of looks around and just goes, thank you, all of you, for helping them find the new pack. I'm glad they had you all with them at the end.
That Paris just looks at the ground again.
There's like a few light like trickles through lashes for like while she's talking. You can see there's some tears poking through.
Thank you for your words. That hopefully means a lot to us. Kind of emphasis on hopefully, and looks around to the others. And once more, again, on behalf of everyone, I'm sorry we couldn't do more. I know they meant a lot to you and to your pack as well, not only to us. So please, stay. Today at least. Help us celebrate them.
I think we'd like that. And Flash sort of looks around at all of the trees and stuff around and just goes, you know, this feels kind of like home.
I like to think it was deliberate. How it feels, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
A voice cuts through from up front between the two overgrown pillars before the sun. We're gathered here today to commemorate the life of Heroes of Starfall. You all cut over and see the historian. Outside is flat, wearing something passable looking. At which point Alika goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she, that's like, you can at least talk to the person organizing. She just, go ahead. There was something special in that kid. Anyone who met them knew that. A spark. There are millions of lives every generation. But only Heroes of Starfall could do this. That's worth remembering. His shoulders just slump. And he just walks off one side. Alika stands up and the service starts to roll properly. Well, mostly just people talking about Ro, interspersed the periods to stop and hear some music. Would anybody like to say anything?
Y'all, please.
So this is Nat asking the players, to be clear. The characters will almost certainly get some sort of pressure in game.
Yeah.
To lots of you'll regret it for the rest of your life if you don't, yada yada yada, crap like that people say that actually doesn't help very much.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Fuck it, yeah.
There we go.
Oh my god.
I hate
Yeah.
this. All right, this is so yeah.
You get up there, and Alika is kind of facilitating, just squeezes your hand. You can do this.
Lena's just like kind of like staring at her feet, just like arms like crossed over her chest. Just like things like this generally aren't for the people we lost. They're for the people left behind, so that we can remember and we can console each other with what we've lost. But I'm not here for any of you. I'm here for Ro. So if you let me for a second, I'm just going to talk to them, and you can listen or not, but that's fine. Other people have a lot of really nice words that'll comfort all of you, I guess. Before I met you, Ro, I don't know what you were probably the biggest surprise of my life. Never liked kids, never really liked dogs, and then you and Tiny just fell into my lap and changed my entire life. And I really hoped that we'd both be around a little bit longer to, I don't know, see what comes next, you know? There was so much I wanted to tell you and show you, and I don't really know what to do now. But I love you, and I always will, and I miss you, and I always will. So, thanks for making us a family. And Lena's just gonna go, not say anything else, and just go sit down next to Zeke and just like, kind of like put her head on their shoulder, but then do like, just like kind of like turn completely in, like inwards.
Everett walks up between the two pillars. Ro was my first friend. For a while, they were my only friend. They let me into their home, someplace to live. Open the hearts of a family to me. And I don't know what I'm going to do without them. And he just runs. Alika looks at the doctor.
Doctor's.
Camille squeezes your hand as you get up.
suspicious. Take a deep breath. Oh, Starfall. They are not the hero that any of us here deserved. They are a hero. The truest way that words could ever speak, they are a hero. They saved us all. They've made it so the Baron can never come back to this city. Protecting everyone here. I loved Starfall. We're family. They are family. No matter what happens from this day forward, Starfall will always be here in this city. They are this city. Step off.
Sam. We built this city on rocks and road.
Fucking Sam!
How dare you?
Sam, please.
Fucking killed me.
We're having a moment.
Alika. So when the doctor leaves, there's murmurs and a few scattered claps. And Alika looks at Ferris with a big question mark on her face. Like, can you?
Ferris looks up at her and then around at the crowd that she feels like is like encroaching on her. Closes her eyes and stands up and tries to walk up to the stage. Anyone who knows her as like the vanguard of the city can just see that her body language is like so completely different.
As you get to up to the front between the pillars in front of the dragon, Alika just kisses her on the cheek silently.
She grabs Alika's hand, squeezes it.
She'll just let you hold it while you talk.
She takes a moment just staring at the crowd who are all staring back at her and does that like quick breathing thing again and then just looks down at the floor in front of her. Ro was the strongest person I ever met, and the bravest, the most joyful, and they gave me strength and hope when I had nothing left. And she glances at Alika. And if, like Lena, I was talking to them, I would just tell them that I'm sorry. And they deserved more. And she shakes her head and just kind of lets go of Alika's hand and steps away.
Alika speaks. Ro was a superhero. Those funny people who run around in funny outfits and crack jokes and save the world. This city. Their city. We're gonna miss them. Alika looks at Zeke.
Zeke looks around the room for a while, makes sure that everyone who's supposed to speak has spoken. Is that the case, Nat?
Sure.
We'll look towards in the direction of their old pack, Lash, and just double checks that they don't wish to say any words in public. And stands up. As we approach the end of the ceremony, I would like to thank every single one of you for being here. Friends, looks towards Alika, Everett. Family, towards the Heroes of Starfall Spire, Lash and the pack. Neighbors, denizens of Valarith, citizens. Thank you for coming. Thank you for helping us honor their memory, their actions, and their bravery. Many of us touched on a point which rings true. Ro was indeed a superhero, in the truest sense of the word. In a way that none of us can ever aspire to be. And that's why I want you to leave with one final message. I want you to go to your homes. They are so changed and so different from what they were before. And look at every root, every blade of grass, every branch and every flower. And I beg you, think of them when you do. Today, tomorrow, in a week, in 1 year, 10 years, a century, it does not matter. Remember that Valarith stands where it stands today because of Ro Starfall. And even though the ceremony is solemn and sad and regretful, and it's not like this everywhere. Other cultures celebrate the passing on of friends and family, and I want us to do the same. That's why I'm in front of you all, in front of my friends, family, acquaintances, people that live in the same city as I do. I'm requesting the leadership of this same city that we install a festival in Ro's honor every day on this day. That we celebrate family and friends and being alive and thanking Ro for that. Thank you again. Never let their memory go. And steps off.
As Zeke steps off, the pack kicks their heads back and howl to the sky. In exultation to Ra. As that happens, much of the crowd add their own noises. Some of them tears, some of them shouts, a few clap. The dragon, Tavish, takes his forehead and presses it against the ground, the grass of the city. Mutters something. And then, when the fever pitch drops, all that is left to hear are the sounds of Valerith. Changed. Birds and creatures scurrying and the wind rustling the grass. Shifting the trees. And we lost Nunu!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oops.
Oh, was it internet, I bet?
Probably.
No.
The service is over. People start to mill about and mix and leave. There's an empty feeling to the conclusion. That's it.
Yeah, I think Lena, like, I imagine that, like, we're all kind of just, like, staying as everybody else is, like, filing out. And Lena's just like, that's it. We just go on with our lives now.
Faris looks at her like she wants to say something and just looks back down at the floor.
Let's just go home.
Tiny will make her way away from the pack as the howling dies down and sort of like stands between Lena and Ferris, like alternatively like rubbing against both of your hands. You know, just that way that like a dog does when they know you're sad and they're like nosing at your hands and licking at it a bunch. Tiny's just like alternating between doing that to both of you.
Just give her a scritch between the ears and just look at her and be like, you don't want to go back with your pack? You want to stay here? You're a dog. You can't understand me.
Lash is watching and will sort of mosey over and just sort of at a, well, I mean, you've all been Tiny's pack since she and Ro came to you, so I mean, she'd be welcome to come back, rejoin ours, but I think she wants to stay with you.
If that's what she wants, she can stay.
You know, Ro thought that this place was so important, they did what they did for it and for all of you, then it's important to me too, to all of us, and kind of gestures at the pack. We'd like to stay at least for a while too, if that's okay.
Sure.
It's kind of nice to look around and I don't know, Still kind of feel him a bit. And Lash just like puts a big claw on a nearby tree.
Yeah, stay as long as you want.
Thank you.
The Heroes of Starfall Spire and the pack make their way back to their tree. On your way back, Batinga says to the whole group, yeah, some scones and donuts, if anyone wants some.
Thanks. Not really feeling too hungry, but the thought is appreciated.
Yeah. I always eat my feelings. So, make it back. Suddenly, once everyone files in, Everett, Naima, Camille, all the heroes, and the pack. Sam, like, how many wolves are in the pack?
Because I actually do have a list somewhere, but I don't think I have it up right now.
Ballpark me.
Probably like 12. It's a pretty big pack.
It's a lot of puppers.
Yeah, and it's all like varying ages, you know. Like there's
Mhm.
probably like a litter of like 5 or like 6 of them like are pups that are at this point younger than Tiny. Like they've
Yeah.
probably had some pups since Ro left.
As you're heading up, Batinga, Lena,
Yeah.
do you, I made these. And he pulls out an entire box bursting with dog treats. They're supposed to be for Tiny because I know she's not doing well, but we got more of it, so I'll make more. Just take these, okay?
And I think I'm gonna take them and then just like holding them in one arm and just give him a hug. Just be like, thanks.
Get up. Everyone's around. So many people and animals. There's just a lot of tears and things people almost piling on top of each other.
I feel like Lena's gonna would eventually try to make her way up to the roof where there are not too many people because there are too many people.
Yeah.
But she got there last, so there's a lot of people to wade through.
Interestingly, Camille is sitting opposite the staircase, staring up the staircase. He's not crying, he's thinking. Maybe he's looking?
Everything okay?
Just trying to see how this all ends.
I mean, it's kind of like skipping to the last chapter of a book before you've read the rest. You don't want to spoil the ending.
I always skip to the end of the book.
And I'm just gonna lean down
I
and
make
be
a
like,
game out of it. I'd read just the last page, whatever was on it. Short, long. The entire time reading the book, I'd just try to figure out what it meant. It's amazing how little information is sometimes kept on that exact, and he trails off. He gets up, suddenly, and he runs up the stairs. Fast as he can, take him 2 at a time.
I'm going to run after him, and I am also very fast.
Yeah, you keep up. Like
we're probably the same
going
height.
fast, but he's going fast, but he's 9.
Yeah, we're probably the same height.
Hey, Nunu.
Hey, I'm alive. I'm back. I managed. Hello.
Come back.
We kind of kicked
Zeke
Zeke
went-
off the city. I'm
Zeke
sorry.
went back to the realm of Shadowlight. Oh no.
Oh no! No, this is
And actually-
awkward.
Actually, as Camille is running up the stairs, Lena after him, you see Zeke in Rose's room, watering the flowers. And Camille just runs up to the red flower and is staring at it, eyes wide.
What?
Huh? You okay, kid?
You see him smile.
We can't read minds. What's
So
going on?
I just don't want to say anything until I figure it all the way out.
Just gonna look at Zeke. Camille?
When Ro used World Wish, they made this flower, right?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
They did. I know it. I'm just it's a rhetorical question. Shut up.
Excuse me.
They
Brother.
tried to make this was supposed to be a vessel, a body for a soul to go into.
It's a flower.
The flower.
No, it's
You
not
can't-
just a flower.
It looks a lot like a flower.
This can house someone's soul. Now, obviously, they wouldn't be able to do much. It's a flower, but it could
Flower.
become more. You can make it more.
Like if you water it a lot.
No, shut up. Shut up.
Okay.
The gardener in that cave outside of Shamsara. He can make it more, make it move, make it talk.
The
Again,
flower.
the flower.
Yes, the flower. But then it's a conversation I might have in the future with Ferris. So I can tell that when Ferris tried to bring Ro back, she felt the pieces of Ro slipping away. They're out there.
The pieces
The
of a
sparks,
soul.
So
of a soul. Yes. So this
2 of them.
That's it. They do that, yes. It's not easy, but they could come back. What I'm saying is they could come back.
Camille, I'm going. Listen. We just spent several hours saying goodbye, and if you're going to come in here with some false hope that they can
It's not-
come back, like
He slaps
just need
Lena
to-
in the face and says, "It's not false hope. I wouldn't say anything unless it could work."
Okay, this is not gonna happen ever again, by the way, what just happened. But listen, kid. I don't know if you're playing with us or anything of the sort, but how would one do that if we were to believe you?
At this point, the doorbell rings on the front of the flat.
You know who that is?
Sorry, I'm really focused on this right now. I don't want to lose it.
Okay.
So no.
Good old method.
Gonna-
Go to the door And Chick goes,
We're gonna flash down to Ferris or the doctor. Either of them going to answer the door.
Yeah, actually, I would have. The doctor would have literally just been saying to Ferris and Lika, "I need to go see my master about something I've thought. Oh, I'll go get that."
Yeah.
Paris is just sat somewhere on a sofa, not really engaging with anyone or anything.
Eris is making good decisions.
She's fine.
Surrounded by wolf puppies. Just gonna.
You open when you open the door, and on the ground and in front of the door is a bulging 36 black roses. A card that says "My condolences."
Excuse?
And a black queen chess piece tipped on its side.
Oh, this mother.
I mean, he did send flowers. You voguing? Like, what's happening?
Are we voguing? Is this voguing?
It's fine. I'm not downstairs. I
doubt
don't know what's
it.
going on. I got slapped by a child.
So
I'm
the
upset.
Paris
doctor.
burn those flowers.
Ferris hasn't noticed them yet. How does the doctor respond?
The doctor begins to rub their hands together as flame starts to spark out, and then just stops and is like, and then picks the flowers up instead of igniting them, and brings them in, and goes, "Arvis sends his regards."
The card does have more words on the inside.
Somebody else can fucking read that. Like,
I think at the word Arvis, Faris looks up at the doctor, sees the black flowers. Get those the fuck out of here.
as you wish. And this time I will set the flowers on fire.
You inside a tree. Your house is a tree. Your house is a tree.
Your hatred has ruined us all.
I've got
I
a
hope
force
you're
field.
proud.
Okay. Yeah, you burn the flowers, use the force field to smother it. There's a bunch of ash on the
Controlled
ground.
It's a controlled
One of the-
burn.
Tiny peas on it. It's fine.
Go tiny. If
And
Faris
now
is
we'll
just
never know
like,
what the letter said.
No, you didn't burn the letter. I'm
Yeah, I
assuming.
didn't burn the letter.
yeah, just the
Oh.
flowers. Faris
Oh, okay.
glowers at the flowers as they go up in flames.
Flower glower?
Glowers at the flowers as they go up in flames.
Turn into a powder.
Power. Alright.
Does anyone read the card?
Read the card. I need to know what it says.
I assume Zake suddenly is running down the stairs at this point, and seeing that the doctor will just fling the card at Zake and go,
So
"Here."
We're Arvis people. Because we're
Zake-
Arvis people.
Zake, you walk in, and there's something burning on the ground. Tiny's peeing on it, and your card gets flung at you.
Who was that? What is this?
Arvis.
Oh, fuck no. Opens it.
I didn't know Heroes of Starfall very well. Please stop.
Off.
But they seemed a very worthwhile person. I'm sorry to see them go. The world is worse for it.
That's it?
That's it.
No
That's it?
sincerity.
This fucking guy.
Don't believe it.
Just terrible. Throws it on the couch. There you go.
On the couch or on the fire?
No, it's just like chuck it on the floor or something. The closest thing just drops it.
I have no doubt that there's a secret message somewhere in there for Lena.
Maybe.
Thanks.
I don't know.
What the? Thanks.
You're not here.
If you want to send me a message, she's in my ear. He doesn't need to send a
Exactly.
letter, a cryptic letter.
Doctor has no clue about that.
Oh shit! No, I forgot. I think you might want to come upstairs. Everyone. Ferris, your brother's at it again.
Indy hit me.
What?
I'm not there.
He's convinced of something that I want you to hear from his mouth. So convinced that he slapped Lena across the face.
I think that's the first time you actually see like any form of interest in Faris's expression in 2 weeks.
Questions later. Come, everyone.
Sure.
Good.
One piles upstairs, kind of slowly. For
I think
ease,
Lena-
the other NPCs don't catch it.
Yeah. I think Lena's standing like outside Rose's room at this point. Just like mm-mm. 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 Don't
Fair.
believe it.
Camille?
He's
Camille?
in there.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Come on.
You know what you just told us? Tell that to your sister.
Looks up at Ferris. How is Ferris looking at this point?
I mean, she's there and she's vaguely present, but she still has that kind of very haggard look to her. But her expression softens a little when she looks at Camille.
He looks excited. So we can get them back.
Please don't.
No, we can. I can see it. When they were doing their big magic, the World Wish, they tried to make a vessel for them to reincarnate into. They're ever like, it would make sense they would try. But this is all that came of it. This flower. Obviously, it's a fucking flower, but it's a flower that can hold a soul. When you tried to bring Ro back right afterwards,
Yeah.
you felt that. You felt that they still had those parts out there.
No, I
Spark, a
didn't.
spirit.
I tried to gather them and they dissipated.
But you touched it. You felt it. It exists. It exists. This thing here, it's this. There are people who can make it more, make it move, make it talk, make it a person. If it has a vessel, sacrifice will work.
You've seen this?
Seen it. Most of it.
Can you show me?
I'm really deep. And you can see him kind of shaking. I don't think you're ready for that. Trust me, sis.
She just stares at him intensely. You're certain?
Mostly. Enough that it's worth it.
What do you see that we need to do?
The gardener. The flower will die after it's been picked for too long, but if in the meantime you can take it to him, he can finish the vessel. He's also a shitlord. Sorry about that.
So I've heard. What about the sparks?
They're still out there. It'll be hard, but it can be done. I think. and then there's a flash of light out of his eyes, and he collapses.
She runs forward and grabs him.
Yeah, he almost hits the ground as you slide in.
She looks up at the others. And then at
I
the
believe
flower.
him.
Me too.
Why would he lie?
Oh. This is perdition. This. Oh. I'm sorry. Just.
She's holding Camille, like cradling his head to her shoulder, and she just puts her head down and kisses his head. Runs her hand through his hair.
At this point, he seems to be sleeping fitfully.
Mm-hmm. We can fly back to Shamsara, send word ahead to Janan. We can at least arrange a meeting with the gardener. I'll do some research and see if there's any previous examples of this kind of thing working.
Good.
Okay.
I think we have something better than.
Is this really happening?
I hate
I'm
to
not-
say it, but guess we're in it again. One last time, huh? We have to try at least, even if it fails.
See her visibly try and steel herself. She doesn't look quite like the usual Faris, but she's clearly trying.
Lena?
Lena's outside.
Did Lena just leave?
No, she was standing outside the door.
Oh, I
she
imagine
hear
this
it?
was happening in the corridor.
It's happening in the corridor.
I imagine. No.
Conversation was in the rose room.
In the room. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Because Camille was
outside
like
of
pointing at the
hallway.
flower at times. But most of it was loud enough you probably heard.
Yeah, I think if you like poke your head out in the hall to see Lena, you actually also like look down the hall and see a set of like barriers poking around the corner where like Lash was eavesdropping.
I think Lena like moves into the doorway. And it's just like, and if it doesn't work, are any of us prepared for that? Are we ready to get our
Nope.
hopes up and then potentially lose them again?
I don't think so, Lena. I don't think so. Does that mean we're not going to try? Highly doubt it.
Can't just leave them there, even if it means breaking our hearts again.
Broken once, broken twice. Fuck it.
For what it's worth, says
Oh.
Lash, like creeping through like the door, like sorry, couldn't help but overhear. But I think if there was roles had been reversed and there was a chance to bring any of you all back or anyone from the pack, Ro would be doing it no matter what. It's only fair we do the same, because, if there's a chance Ro can come back, I'm coming with you.
Love to have you, I think.
Well-
I don't mean to speak for everyone. Doctor just looks at everyone.
Mina's
try.
like staring at her feet.
Well, I'm going.
I am mildly tired of doing housework around here, so I'm coming as well.
Good.
I can't very well let you out of my sight, so I'm going to.
I figured.
So I'll tell Alika we're going to Shamsara. Again.
I guess so.
You do that.
She looks down at Camille. Starts to lift him up.
Blood is leaking out of his mouth and his tear ducts.
Shit.
He's breathing, but you're starting to realize just how hard that was.
Ferris cups his head, like his cheek, and casts ablation.
Right. He heals for 6. He's still unconscious. He stops bleeding.
Good.
I'm gonna put him in his bed.
Ferris, you walk out into your room. You see that your room is immaculate. You look down at your brother in your hands.
I don't deserve you. She tucks him into her bed. And then we'll go downstairs and find Alika.
All right. So, what is everything happening back in Rose's room? In the Rose room.
The Rose room. I think Zeke would just turn towards Lash and say, all right, I don't know how things work in the forest, but you might figure that we work in a very, very weird way, so try to keep up. Apart from that, welcome to the Heroes of Starfall Spire.
I'll do my best. I was able to keep up with Ro out in the woods for a few years, so I'll see what I can do.
Sure, you'll do great.
While they're talking, the doctor is actually going to leave and go to Ferris's room. A short while
To
after
check on
Ferris.
Camille.
It's well, both. Check on both.
I don't think Ferris was staying in that room.
No, I get that, but doctor's leaving very shortly after Ferris left.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, you
Oh,
see
sure.
her putting him
Gotcha.
in her bed. Because, yeah, you would know that Camille and Naima have actually been sleeping in what used to be Zake's room.
Yeah.
But she's putting him in her bed.
The doctor just gives 3 taps on the door, standing in the doorway. Is he all right?
I healed him, but if you wouldn't mind taking a look, I'd appreciate it.
Doctor will come in and just, fuck it, I'll cast Diagnose on him. Just to see if there's anything crazy.
I don't feel like looking up how Diagnose works right now, or how we messed with it. So here's how it's gonna work today. You can tell that he strived his magical talent way too far, and the backlash really hurt him. And there's a chance he'll lose the ability to see into the future permanently because of that.
Okay. Doctor's just gonna turn to Ferris a bit. He overstrained himself. He'll be fine.
In that moment, the doctor decided that
The doctor
sometimes
chose
information
violence.
can hurt.
Robert, I hope you
Hey,
know what
there
you've
were-
done.
There are worse fates.
I'm sorry, he will be fine.
Be a normie.
Good.
Normie.
And then just look at you and be like, are you alright? You're not. I know.
No.
You know what? Doctor's gonna reach out their hand. Specifically the glowing hand. Always glowing. Be like, let's go save our hero.
Oh.
Yeah. She takes his hand. Got another chance. I'm not going to waste this one.
Megan?
Yeah, I think if Lash descends back downstairs and Lena and Zake are alone in the hallway, like Lena's like leaning against the wall and just looks like terrified and just looks up at Zake. Like, I don't know if I can do this. What if we do this and we don't get them back? I can't get my hopes up and lose them again.
Lena, if we don't go, where will your mind be at for the next, I'm gonna say, the rest of your life? Would you forgive yourself?
You a lot.
Well, I hope so. We are getting married after all. Which reminds me, we should do that, huh?
I guess. Probably.
Hey. And they kind of walk towards Lena and just rub her arms vigorously. Hey. It's okay. I know it's hard. But I'm pretty sure we have no other option. The kid was quite sure. And if we nail it, which we might, come on.
Done the impossible already. I know.
Several times.
I'm not used to feeling this scared about things. I'm always so sure. Like everything. I'm just so, it's not great. A lot of times gets us into a lot of trouble, but I'm just always so sure, and I don't know anything right now. And that's terrifying.
Hey, it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to not know. But you trust me, right?
With my life.
In that case, let me make this decision for both of us.
It's probably for the best.
Just don't get used to it, huh? I don't want to be making decisions for you my entire life, okay?
Okay.
Great.
As this conversation is happening, Ferris makes her way outside down to talk to Alika. And Ferris, as you make to the bottom of the steps, another howl erupts through the pack, deafening the entire spire. And you look at everybody crying and celebrating. Bro. You think about how Lena took it so hard. And the thought creeps into your head that maybe you shouldn't tell everyone there's a chance. That's where we're going to end the session.
Cool.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Ooh, buddy.
Oh, I thought you were howling, Robert.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Buddy.
Buddy.
So,
What a session.
how people feeling?
I think I spent about 75% of that session with tears in my eyes.
Don't lie to us,
Yeah.
Izza. It was 99%.
Yeah, it was pretty much like the whole fucking time.
Everyone good? Everyone good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all.
All of you
Sweet
so
emotional
much.
bleed.
Seriously.
It's gonna be a long Tuesday.
Last
Oh boy.
Tuesday was the worst day.
Last
ever.
Tuesday was so bad.
Oh my
damn.
god. I've never had bleed that bad before. Like,
Oh, Sam.
Same. It's gonna
So
be
next
great.
session, we go get a damn flower, and we go make a damn flower.
Yeah.
Apparently
oh
so.
boy.
Double flower.
Sure.
Hey.
Y'all.
Shamsara round 3, baby.
Can we
we
please
make-
go to another place
Can
in
we
the
please
world?
stop
I'm
going to
fucking sick,
Shamsara?
sick of
Hey.
this
Going to a
Shamsara
cave
place.
12
Fix
miles
the
outside
Shamsara.
Shamsara.
You know,
It's
there,
fine,
there,
we
there
fixed
might.
their political
Also,
system.
it's not my fault you keep leaving without solving all the problems.
Hey, you know what? There might be
Who
a
made all
flower
the
outside
problems?
Suravane. We can go back there.
No.
It's fine. We
Rob,
fixed
no.
their
Wait.
government.
Let's
Everything's
just
gonna
stay
be
in the
fine.
air forever and never
Alright,
come down.
So this has been season 4, episode 9 of Quest to Soaring City. Grief.
Oh,
Maybe maybe Ro will come back. Maybe.
maybe.
Who knows?
Well, people make bad decisions when they're really emotional. Maybe Camille did.
Oh,
I mean,
fucking
people make
kid.
bad
Nat.
decisions.
Yeah, I can't believe Robert betrayed us again.
Excuse you. Hold on. No, the doctor has done the
No,
opposite of betrayal
Robert-
because the doctor is keeping patient confidentiality until they have a moment to talk to the patient because he knows the patient is not in a coma, and thus the patient gets to know the information before giving it away to anybody else.
Also,
Yeah.
Ferris, it's the same concept as don't tell the people there's hope.
That too.
Yeah, I get that. And also, to be honest,
Uh,
if you said that to Faris in that moment, she might have broken again. So it's
Oh.
That was the other reason.
yeah.
All right, so, we do this every Monday. Next week is our season finale. You can kind of see what's gonna happen. If you liked this, come back then. And we have VODs on YouTube, and we have a podcast that comes out on Wednesdays, and we are Quest affiliates. You can use our code NOINITIATIVE, all caps, no spaces, for 10% off anything at the Adventure Game Store. Quest game, Quest PDF, Quest decks, good shit. I'm just the guide. I'm Nat. If you liked me, you can follow me at CrimeNat on Twitter, KREIMNAT. I also play on Fridays with Izza and some other cool cats on twitch.tv/Finn the Bin for Downfall Spire actual play, where I play a nameless artist, not artist, poet, and who's kind of sad.
I play an artist.
Yeah, Izza plays the very much named artist Chroma. That's both. You can see both of them at 10 GMT. That's well, technically BST right now, but it's summertime. Yeah, that's me. Robert.
Hi. Yes. I am Robert. I played your very sad and then suddenly steely doctor. You can find me on the internet at Voices of Robert. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all that kind of jazz. I just want to say that holy fuck, this session was. Everyone was on point today, except Nat, who is a monster. So
I would like to say that meant to say this on my part of the outro, but I have been to worse real life funerals.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's me. I love this game, and I love all of you and everyone watching too. Thank you so much. And then I will drop this heart down onto Megan.
Thanks. I'm Megan. Feeling a lot of emotions. You can find me at MeganLynFTW most places on the internet, where tomorrow I will likely be complaining loudly and often about how bad my RPG hangover is. So join me for that if you don't already. Let me think about what else is going on. You can obviously find me here with these amazing people every Monday. You can find me the last Tuesday of every month on my stream Unprepared, which is here on Chromatic Chimera at 7 p.m. Eastern. This month we are playing One Last Chance, which is about a set of rivals facing off for the last time, and it's going to be wonderful. I'm very excited about it. I'm also an indie game designer. You can find any of my games at meganlynftw.itch.io. Also, right now, my game Session Zero is part of a bundle with 74 other wonderful games to raise money for trans support. I'm gonna put a link in the chat. So for $20, it's 75 games. All of the proceeds are going to be split between mermaids and the Transgender Law Center, which is also what we're supporting here on this channel. So far, we've raised $11,700 to help support these two amazing charities to help trans people. So check that out if you want some pretty cool games. It's going for until the end of the month, so for another 25 days. You can check that out. There's some really, really awesome games in there, and also one that I wrote.
Hey.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, that's it. I know that there's more, but I can't remember, so I'm gonna pass it over to British Megan.
Hi, I'm British Megan. And I played Faris, the very depressed invoker.
That your knight named Ferris the Depressed.
Sir
Ferris the Depressed.
Sad Sir Ferris.
She deals with her trauma really well, which we've seen before, and she continues to do. If you want to find more of what I do, you can follow me at Evil Clever Dog on Twitter and Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel by the same name, Evil Clever Dog. I'm a designer and a cosplayer and a fabricator, so I make videos about making cool things, and I'd really appreciate it if you would go and check them out. As well as being able to find me here every Monday and on Fridays on Fin the Bin with Nat. I'm also part of the Incidentals along with Megan and Sam, which is a Masks podcast on Protean City Comics. Yeah.
Like
me and Megan are also going to be in an Aegon campaign that will release sometime, we promise. It's just very difficult to get everyone to record together at the same time.
Scheduling is a bitch, basically.
Yeah. As well as that, I'm also part of the Asians Represent podcast, part of Critical Read Al Qadim, which has been on a very odd, spotty hiatus, but we'll be back in July. It's usually every third Saturday of the month. So come check that out when we come back in July. We will still be on chapter 2 of the book after doing this podcast for a year. That's how bad it is, the book, not the podcast. So yeah, that's me. Nunu, you go.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Nunu. I play the literal anchor today. And if you like that, you can follow me online wherever you find people online at jnunotex. That includes Twitter, Instagram, etc. And you can find me here on this wonderful show every Monday. And if you like TTRPGs and are looking for places to play games, you can head on over to multiverse.com and click their Discord link and join our community, where I run games on a weekly basis for people on their wonderful retro video game inspired TTRPG virtual tabletop kind of thing. It's very innovative, not been done before. Go and check it out. Super cool. And yeah, that's it. More news coming soon, but I'm not gonna speak about it yet. Sam, boom, go.
Hey everyone, I am Sam. I played Tiny and the Pack and Lash the Bear today. You can find me on Twitter at TheSamWisest. I am the Samwise Game G here on Twitch. I'm also the accessibility director here at the Chromatic Chimera. Thank you real quick to everybody who came today and has donated so far for our month-long fundraiser for the Transgender Law Center. We've raised $160 so far. We are doing this fundraiser in partnership with the wonderful folks over at Critical Misses, so make sure to check them out. All of our subs and bits are going to be donated all month, so stick around, use your Amazon Prime subs and stuff. If you want to see me do more things, come back on Wednesday where I'm showing a new character because I lost that character in last week's game too. So, come watch more people, I don't know, maybe have a funeral for me again. I don't really know what we're doing. But,
Sam, you okay?
Yeah, you have a...
last week was a rough week, everyone. It was rough. So
I
come
need to
and
go
see
check
me.
on Suniva real quick.
Yeah, oh, they're still crying from 2 years ago. I mean, never stop.
Still,
I was
really?
gonna say at least Masks was okay, and then I was like, ooh, actually.
Well, about that. Anyway, so other than that, you can see me or hear me in the incidentals. And also recently today, we announced that I'm going to be hosting a new podcast through the No Initiative Network. Starting next month, I'm going to be running 11 C's with Samwise and Friends, which is just like a chat podcast. My first guest is going to be the wonderful Megan. So,
Wonderful.
Check that out.
I'm all right. I'm gonna jump back in because that
I
is
was gonna
something
say,
that is something that I forgot.
Yeah.
Speaking of expanding the things that we are doing, we are currently casting for another podcast project that I'm going to be running. I'm gonna put the link in there. Called Fear's Reach, which is going to be a horror anthology. Actual play podcast in the style of Are You Afraid of the Dark, where each member of the cast takes turns running or facilitating one-shots of different RPGs for the rest of the cast. I'm super, super excited about it. The application is open for one more week, so it's going to close next week on the 14th. We've had some absolutely amazing applicants. It's going to be so hard to cast it, but I'm very excited about it. So go ahead and fill out an application if it sounds like something you'd be interested in, and otherwise keep your eyes peeled, because hopefully first episode of that will drop around Halloween time.
And finally, I know a lot of this. If you like what we do here at No Initiative, the upcoming podcasts, this show, on Megan's Unprepared, or just generally think we're cool, we've recently started a Patreon. You can pledge to support us, help us making extra funds to support our content, be able to do more, reach higher. It's not a super heavy on rewards. It's mostly if you want to pledge to support us and the work we do, and we really appreciate it. And to close off, we're going to be rating Critical Misses.
Yeah, who, again, they are partners with us for our fundraiser, so make sure to leave some ooh-woos in chat for them. Say hello, give them some love. They're wonderful people. And one of their co-founders, the Noir Enigma, is also one of our admins here. So he's also running the game there, Kingsguard, so make sure to give him some, direct love. But that's it for us today.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, for our season finale. Thank you so much, everyone.
Finale!
Bye!
Bye.